It was Halloween night. Mason, a skeptical 17-year-old, prepared himself for a night of trick-or-treating. His younger sister Emma had begged him to accompany her, and he reluctantly agreed. Their first few stops were uneventful, with neighbors offering smiles and candy. However, when they reached the run-down, creepy house at the end of the street, Mason's bravado waned. The house had an unsettling aura, shrouded in overgrown vines and dilapidated windows. Emma skipped up the porch steps, rang the doorbell, and waited. The door creaked open slowly, revealing an elderly man with a long white beard and piercing blue eyes. He grinned at Emma, his face twisted in a way that sent shivers down John's spine. "Trick or treat," Emma said cheerfully, extending her bag. The man's voice was a low, raspy whisper. "I have something special for you, young lady." He reached into a bowl and handed her a small, ornate box. It was heavy, made of dark wood with strange, intricate carvings. "What did he give you?" Mason asked, his unease growing. Emma opened the box cautiously. Inside was a single, blood-red gemstone that seemed to pulse with an eerie light. It felt unnatural, like a piece of malevolent energy. "We should go," Mason urged, tugging Emily away from the house. As they continued their rounds, the gemstone seemed to grow warmer in Emma's hand. Their path led them deeper into the neighborhood, away from the safety of well-lit streets. They approached a park with an old, gnarled tree at its center. Emma wanted to rest and sort her candy, but Mason couldn't shake his unease. He glanced around nervously, his eyes catching on a shadowy figure beneath the tree. A tall, gaunt man with long, bony fingers and a tattered cloak stood there, his eyes hidden beneath the hood. He held out his hand, revealing the same eerie gemstone that Emma had received earlier. "Trick or treat," he whispered, in a voice that seemed to come from the depths of the earth. Emma handed over the gemstone reluctantly, and the man accepted it. Without a word, he disappeared into the darkness. Mason and Emma hurried back home, their earlier enthusiasm replaced by fear. When they arrived, they found the creepy house at the end of the street completely empty, as if it had never been inhabited. Over the next few weeks, strange things began to happen. Emma's health deteriorated, and she was plagued by nightmares. Mason couldn't ignore the connection between the gemstone and their misfortune. Desperate to undo the curse, Mason began researching the gemstone's origin and discovered an old legend about a malevolent spirit that would pass its curse to anyone who possessed the gem. The only way to break the curse was to return the gemstone to the spirit's resting place deep in the heart of the nearby forest. Armed with this knowledge, Mason set out on a dark, moonless night, clutching the gemstone tightly. As he reached the heart of the forest, he found an ancient, gnarled tree, its roots digging deep into the earth. With trembling hands, Mason placed the gemstone beneath the tree's roots and whispered an apology to the spirit. In that moment, the curse was lifted, and a sense of peace washed over him. But as he turned to leave, he couldn't help but feel that the spirit's malevolent presence lingered, watching and waiting for its next unsuspecting victim on the darkest of Halloween nights.